Senator Abdul Ningi has insisted on his words that 3.7 trillion naira cannot be accounted for in the 28.7 trillion naira 2024 budget as passed by the National Assembly and signed by President Bola Tinubu. Well, speaking to journalists, Ningi said he has his facts and is not afraid of being suspended for speaking the truth. Senator Jimo Ibrahim wants the Senate and the Inspector General of Police to institute charges of criminal negligence and misinformation against the Bauchi state-born senator. Arise correspondent Omobazwaye tells us more.
Trouble brews inside the Nigerian Senate, and it is not unconnected with the controversy over the alleged padding of the 2024 budget to the tune of 3 trillion naira.
Everything that you had.
And in the middle of the controversy, Senator Abdul Ningi, representing Bauchi Central, briefing journalists on Monday, Ningi sticks to his words that a whopping 3 trillion naira can't be traced in the budget, even as he feels compelled to clarify misinterpretation in some quarters, especially the presidency, about the interview he granted to BBC in Hausa. First, Ningi said he didn't speak on behalf of the Northern Senators Forum, pointing out strongly that he's capable of carrying his own cross.
If it is a cross I have to carry, I'll carry it. I'm not afraid of anything. Anything. I believe in one God, and I believe power is transient. I believe what we are doing, all of us, is temporary. I'm not scared of whatever you hear. I'm not scared of any issue like suspension. I've been out of the Senate for 8 years. And people had to force me back. It's not an issue. Some of our friends were removed by tribunals. They're living their lives. If because I said what I would say, if because I said what I said, then I'll be suspended. So please be it. It will be an honor. And for me to be suspended by whatever body for speaking as a parliamentarian, it will be a very great honor.
The outspoken senator said there was no time in the interview. He said the president was implementing 2 budgets and that he was biased against the North. But he admits saying that the president lacks deep understanding of the Nigerian situation before he took charge. Ningi said, based on his personal findings, 25 trillion naira can be verified and accounted for in the 2024 budget based on projects, monies and location. However, he insisted that the remaining 3.7 trillion naira in the budget cannot be so verified, damning the possibility of being suspended for his action.
At no time did I say Bola Tinubu is implementing 25%, 25 trillion budget. The Hausa version is there. And I also said, in the course of our perusing the budget, which Onanuga seems to have dwelt on, I say we have established beyond reasonable doubt about 25 trillion so far has nexus in the budget. That means there is money, and then there is project, and then there is location. Money, project, location. But we are yet to ascertain 3 trillion of that budget. We have established the 3 trillion in the budget. We have not established its location.
Moments after, Senator Jimo Ibrahim told journalists that Ningi was lying, only being economical with words to save his face. Ibrahim called on the Senate and the Inspector General of Police to institute court proceedings against Ningi for what he describes as criminal negligence and criminal misinformation.
Senator Ningi should be charged for criminal negligence, misinformation, as well as conduct likely going to cause breach national peace peace of Nigeria. So these two charges must come. Let me tell you, it's not about anybody. If the president of the Senate decides to do nothing, no problem. I will send my letter to the IGP. If IGP decides to do nothing, I will bring a motion for mandamus, compelling a public officer to perform that job that he has to do. These charges will happen, whether you like it or not.
All eyes will be on Tuesday's plenary when the Senate is expected to meet officially on the matter. Omo Bazwai, Rise News.
Well, the man at the center of the storm, Senator Abdul Ningi, joins us now live in the studio. Good to see you, and thanks for your time.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, and let's first of all talk about clarity, because listening to you in that piece, you said you were misquoted, and there was the Hausa version in the BBC, which you said was there for everyone to listen to. For those who don't understand Hausa service, Hausa language, and you're here, what exactly did you say?
There was no time I said I was misquoted. I said I was misrepresented. That means the entire press release from the presidency was not based on the interview they have had. And I was very clear. In that interview, there was no time I said the presidency or the president was implementing two budgets. The version here, there was no time I said Bola Tinubu was against the North. There was no time I said I was representing the Northern Senators Forum. The introduction of that program, I said, my name is Senator Abdul Ningi, a PDP member representing Bauchi Central. And I'm speaking on myself, for myself. I've been in the parliament for 17 years. In the course of the parliament, I was the House leader from 2003 to 2007. I was the deputy Senate leader from 2011 to 2015. I know the workings of the parliament. I know what goes on in the parliament. I've been a member of the Appropriation Committee 2007 and 2011. I'm currently a member of the Appropriation Committee of the House. The issues that a lot of people are agitating on are hula value about nothing. They are trying to play me against the presidency. And when you talked about the budget, you don't talk about the presidency. The owners of the budget are the National Assembly. And that is where the battle line is drawn.
Okay, so help us to understand, just like the question Sulai asked, what exactly did you say concerning, number one, what's the budget, the value of the budget that the National Assembly passed? Is it 25 trillion naira or 28 trillion naira? Well, in that report, you did say that there was this gap, the 3 trillion naira unaccounted for in terms of money, project, and location.
That's exactly what I said in the Hausa interview.
Right.
I told the Hausa BBC, among every other thing that we have discussed, because it was a lengthy interview on the state of the affairs of Nigeria. And the budget issue actually occupied just 1.5 minutes. I said our forum have hired consultants to peruse through the national budget in its entirety with a view of bringing equity and fairness to the various political zones in the country. And right now, as we are speaking with the BBC, we have established beyond reasonable doubt that the over 25 trillion of the budget has a name, has location, and the appropriation.
Right.
You can simply say,
this is for
Villa, this, National Assembly, that, this, and that. And then you allocate them according to the ministries, or you allocate them according to their states, or you allocate them according to the political regime.
Do you suspect foul play? Are you saying, yeah, there goes that word again?
I have I have my doubts.
This 2024 budget has been padded?
There's no way I don't like to use the word pariah, because there is no way the National Assembly will pad its budget.
Okay.
The National Assembly is the owner of the appropriation. So therefore, what they do is to tinker. You tinker with the budget. What the president does is his proposal. As long as the budget is not passed by the National Assembly, it remains a proposal.
Right.
So the tinkering with the budget is an absolute powers of the National Assembly constitutionally.
So
there's nothing like padding.
So the National Assembly has tinkered, in your own words.
The National Assembly
budget.
should tinker. And the spokesman of the president, Bayo Onanuga, said the National Assembly actually added 1.27 trillion. That is what we are trying to establish.
Was that done in the open, within the Senate chamber?
Exactly, that's what we are trying to do. If we have an addition, among other things, of the National Assembly budget, is it not my prerogative to know, as a sitting senator? Is it not the prerogative of Nigerians to also know? So if I don't know, and other people don't know.
Senator Ningi, sorry to cut you there. Are you saying the release by Onanuga, where he actually specifically said that it was tinkered and in its wisdom, in his words, it was increased by over 1.7 trillion, you were not aware as a sitting senator?
I'm not aware of the figures, and I am not aware where those figures are going for and what for. We passed the budget without the details. I was expecting.
If that's the case, why are your colleagues, specifically in this case Jimoh Ibrahim and some few others, angry with you when Bayo Onanuga has just specifically in his report stated that there was a tinkering of an increase of over
I don't like
trillion.
I don't like to join issues.
This is not about joining issues.
I don't like to join issues.
This is about Nigeria.
I don't like to join issues with what Jimoh said. But I'm glad to tell Jimoh he didn't ask the Inspector General of Police to arrest me for theft or stealing or embezzlement. That is the answer to him. I'm not sure people understand the gravity of what I'm trying to do.
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to say the budgeting system should be able to, we should be making progress rather than trying to hide under something and using me as a member of the National Assembly to benefit you because of a suitable place you found yourself within the leadership of the National Assembly.
You know, not too long ago, you actually made a point. You said that the national budget, the 2024 budget, was skewed against the North. You were quoted as saying that. And then your Northern Senators Forum, which I believe you're the chairman, correct me if I'm wrong, they've distanced themselves from you for, making the statement about, the national budget. And they're saying, look, we're supporting Tinubu all the way so that he can deliver on deliverables for Nigeria.
And there you are.
Right.
Why did I say the National Assembly is skewed against the North? Where? With which interview? Where?
You were quoted as saying so.
Who?
Okay.
By who? When?
So you
which paper?
You never said, not in this interview, but before the interview, you were
Where?
quoted as saying that the budget...
I don't even speak for Northern Senators Forum.
Right.
We have a spokesman in the name of Cow Smiler. He is the spokesman of Northern Senators Forum.
You know the good thing.
And let me land. They're trying to create a political situation out of nothing. A lot of people thought I'm using my position as a PDP member to question the integrity of the budget through attacking the presidency or the government. See, in this interview, I said when we finish perusing the budget, we are going to submit the documentation as we saw it to the Senate President for onward, and then we'll also go and see the President.
I was going to have a follow-up.
Sorry.
I was going to have a follow-up because he said something that budget may seem to have been, benefiting some people in the National Assembly. I don't want that to go out of our view. It looks to me that since you were unaware as a certain, you're not a first-time senator, Senator Ningi. You've been there, so you understand the rules.
I do.
If you're unaware, let's say you're representing Nigerians, and Nigerians are unaware. Who is that person or those people in the National Assembly, specifically the Senate, that are almost benefiting from this dark, secret until you spoke about it?
Well, people can believe anything they want to believe. People can believe that I'm bringing a political issue because I'm a PDP member. Well, I also have a constituency to represent. And I will not sit down and watch my constituency being underdeveloped from the scarce resources Nigeria has. And another constituency is performing 100 times from the same scarce resources. And I sit down and I look at you and you look at me in the face and you feel you are right.
Which
and I'm
constituency
wrong.
are you talking about? Bauchi Central that you
Every
represent,
senatorial
or
constituency.
the northern
Every
parts?
senatorial constituency. I will never allow every senatorial constituencies to take advantage over senatorial constituencies. And that is why when I say I know this parliament very well, I have come a long way.
So since you know the parliament, have you erred?
And that's why we're speaking. Let's speak. Have they ever asked me since the beginning of this so-called crisis, where are your findings? Where are your documents? And I said, I'm not using my head to come up with figures. Where are your evidence? Nobody has talked to me about evidence. Nobody has suggested to even listen to me. All they are running helter-skelter is how do we make sure that Ningi is silenced?
Well, you said you investigated.
I'm coming.
Yeah.
How do you make sure that Ningi is silenced so that he doesn't do anything? How do you make sure that Ningi is arrested so that he doesn't do anything? I have opened this can of worms. Neither them nor me will be able to control it. Go ahead.
Okay, so you said you investigated this.
Well, investigating.
You're investigating.
It's still on.
Was it based as an individual senator or as a member of the appropriation committee?
As a forum of the northern senators.
Okay.
We told them, and we hired consultants, and we paid money. We wanted to inform them. We actually tell them, please, give us a synopsis of this national budget, geopolitical region per geopolitical region. Let's see what are the projects that are being executed in the Northeast, where I come from, compared to projects being executed in the South or in the North Central. That was what we agreed on as a body.
Okay.
And we brought money and we gave them, and they're making interim reports. They're still on it. And no matter what anybody tries to do, you can't hide this trust, the true things, till the end of time. This is the beginning. I don't know how far I can go, but I thought I've done my own
So in
service.
your comparison, you left out the Southwest and the
No,
Southeast.
I'm just giving you as every region.
Oh, every
region.
Okay.
Region.
You had something in mind before
I
going
do.
into that.
We do.
Right.
We do.
What exactly were you trying to find out?
We wanted to see the balancing. We wanted to see the fairness. We wanted to see that every region is treated as a part of this country. That's all.
And quickly, is it true that monies were given to senators sometimes to pass budgets?
To pass budget? No, I'm not aware of that. Why should money, from where? And that, if you are going to give me money, that means you are expecting me not to touch the budget, not tinker the budget. If this money is coming from the executive, then there is a expectation. Receive this budget and stamp it as it is, then take money. But no, the budget is well evaluated. Agencies were brought.
Is this Senate a rubber stamp Senate?
I don't think so. I do not think so. I think we're doing very well.
Okay. Yeah. All right. We'll have to leave it there. Senator Abdul Ningi, Senator representing Bauchi Central in the Nigerian Senate. We'll see how things pan out with this can of worms that you have just opened. Thank you very much for joining us on Newsnight.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.